They say even a blind chicken catches a corn, so I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. There's a lot of corns before we get them. That'd be a big pile.
But I was told by somebody during the week that we're an ugly bunch and they'd rather hear us, not see us. Welcome to another edition of The Blind Leading the Blind. Andy, are you there?
Oh, I don't know. I can't see you.
Well, they say even a blind chicken catches a corn, so I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. There's a lot of corns before we get them. That'd be a big pile.
But I was told by somebody during the week that we're an ugly bunch and they'd rather hear us, not see us.
Okay, well, we're doing it right then.
Take the newspaper away. There you are. Oh, there you are. Let's start again. Welcome to another edition of Horses to Follow for KwaZulu-Natal. And that was all just a nonsense. Because
good fun.
We're damn good-looking boys.
Oh, we are.
Absolutely. I mean, your wife told me that, and my wife told you that. So
yeah, we're doing all right.
They're not bad judges.
Swingers.
Have you ever drunk this coffee?
No.
Now, let me explain something to you.
What's it called?
Nescafe Alta Rica.
Yeah.
Now, maybe we'll get a sponsorship by Nescafe. Can you imagine the Gold Circle Horses to Follow podcast proudly sponsored by Nescafe?
Why not?
Well,
You got a smooth mouth. Pick up the phone.
Yeah, Nescafe. They probably don't even know who the Horses to Follow are.
Probably don't know what a horse is.
Now, this coffee, our colleague Devon Govender had the misfortune of offering me a cup of coffee about 6 weeks ago. And he produced it. I'm hooked. And he has to make it because he makes a mean cup of coffee. Nescafe Alta Rica.
Must cost a few bob, though.
Oh, well, we're lucky. We're very wealthy. So it's
no, that's right. So our tips are so good.
Well, our tips are, we're very, 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 very wealthy. Okay. Now,
right.
News. I want to know, Summerfeld, you and I were at Summerfeld this morning. Louis Goosen's been moaning and groaning about us not going to Summerfeld. We go to Summerfeld, he's not sighted.
Yeah,
in fact, he was so far not sighted, he was in Port Elizabeth.
And then he sends me a voice note saying I've got to book an appointment to see him.
I like that, eh? Okay, I like that, all right.
The goose. Yeah.
The goose. But it was nice to be there this morning.
It was hot.
It was hot, but there was a bit of a breeze. As always, lovely breakfast in the clubhouse, which is open to the public. And we got that list of the visiting trainers. The season's going to be here before you can say, make me a cup of coffee.
Yeah, so the first batch of Snaith horses arrive on Monday, and then Vaughan Marshall's, the next load arrives on Tuesday. So, yeah,
things are looking up. Things are looking up. Champion season, South Africa's champion season, KZN champion season is going to be upon us very, very shortly. I had my wisdom tooth taken out, as you know.
So now you're not so wise anymore.
Not so wise, but I'm thrilled to say that everything's on track and everything's under control. Big racing in Joburg on Saturday, which is the Saturday the 7th of March, the SA Triple Crown and the Wilgeborgsdrift Triple Tiara, Leg 2, SA Classic Group 1, Wilgeborgsdrift, SA Fillies Classic Group 1. So it's going to be, I've just gone through the card, it's going to be an absolute cracking good meeting.
It's good racing, but it's just unfortunate that it's basically only Joburg horses taking part in it. There's only one, I think, Gavin Van Zale's got Dancing Feather. That's the only outsider.
That's a very nice horse, Dancing Feather.
No, she is. Saw Clive Murphy in the clubhouse this morning.
If that's not an omen, then I don't know. It's amazing. It's a funny thing. Clive Murphy, we bump into him. My wife and I bump into him all the time. Obviously at the races. Every time I say to Candice, let's go and have a breakfast at a place where we haven't been before, we shouldn't see anybody we know. Not that it's an issue to see anyone we know, just that, you want to go for a quiet breakfast. You don't want to bump into 36 people. You just want to go and have a quiet breakfast.
So no one asks you for tips, yes.
Every time we go to a breakfast at a different venue, who's there?
Clive Murphy.
This morning at Summerfeld, at breakfast, who was there?
Murphy.
But very nice man, and he's got a lot of horses in training, and they're doing well, and it's just wonderful. So so that's the horse that's going up to Joburg. I am going to Joburg. Can you believe it? You are going old stuck in the mud. What do you mean? What for?
I don't travel well.
I know that, but I'm going. I'm flying up on Saturday morning and flying back Saturday night, and I'm looking forward to it. I haven't raced at Turffontein for a while, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. So it's going to be a good day.
Are you working or are you punting?
I'm playing, punting, playing, socialising.
Annoying people, that's cool.
Dee's Dinan tells me that he's going to be presenting, so maybe we'll do a race together if it's allowed. But Candice will be working. I will be relaxing and punting. So look out for me.
Oh.
The Punters Challenge, Hollywoodbets Punters Challenge is up and running. Another fabulous initiative.
Yes, it is. Unfortunately, they had a bit of a gremlin yesterday. Hollywood apologises, but they said that the system would be up again today by 1 o'clock. So I haven't checked it yet. But
people must just understand that
well,
gremlins and technical
it's a new
issues,
concept, so they probably had to produce a new
brand new program.
Yeah.
So these things happen, instead of jumping on everybody and saying it's useless, it doesn't work. Just these things happen.
Yeah, I had a mate saying that because they said they were going to try and give some what do they call it?
Spit it out.
I'm trying. Just going to give them some token of because they couldn't get on now.
Okay.
So my mate said 10 grand will be quite nice.
Yes, absolutely. Nice to see that a lot of these races in KwaZulu-Natal are still being called Follow Gold Circle on Facebook and the YouTube channel. I want to touch on those two platforms for a moment, because as far as I'm concerned, call me what you like, biased, not biased.
I thought idiot.
No, not idiot. Okay. A lot of people have been called a lot worse than that. As far as I'm concerned, the YouTube page, the content that goes onto YouTube, the content that goes onto Instagram, Facebook, the interviews, the articles, the photographs, we're hard to beat.
Yeah, we are hard to beat.
There's some magnificent images. There's some magnificent videos. Did you see that video that our man Tawanda did with Sheldon Peters? That Because We Love It video?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, I know that...
Well, I'm not a great Facebooker.
Well, you need to... This is 2020, not 1963.
Yeah, I can hardly switch on my phone, so...
And we'll ask your lovely wife. Ask your lovely wife to have a look for you and get it up. That didn't come out right. Let her get it up. The cell phone, the video on the cell phone. That's what I'm trying to say. And you can ask her to show you that video. It was world class.
Okay.
And from the moment you watch that video to the end, you just hear the passion, the excitement, why we do it, because we love it. It really is great. So I urge you all to follow us on those platforms if you're not already. We want to really get that Facebook page to swell. We want to get the viewerships to swell, and we want the comments. I don't know why people don't comment.
Well, obviously don't watch.
Because you don't ask them. Okay?
We did ask them last time. And
I think we just consider ourselves on, don't you think? Our producer, because we don't. I want to ask the producer, hang on, why are you so grumpy today? What is your problem?
I'm not grumpy, I just haven't had coffee today.
Is that what it is? Eh? Well, you're very late because it's nearly gin and tonic time. There's coffee. Yeah, just sniff it and you'll be all right. It's nearly gin and tonic time. Never mind coffee.
Okay, let's go. Hurry up then.
I'm not finished with you just yet. So we need to get those viewerships up. And we comment. Let the people. So now the producer says, ask them, please comment on our pages. Comment on the pictures. And let's get interactive. Let's talk to one another. Positive or constructive criticism. But... coronavirus on a downer note. I received the SMS. There's been an SMS that's been released to say that the first case has been recorded in South Africa. Is that true?
I don't know. There's so much false news going around these days, but it was a matter of time before it arrived.
Yeah, it was a matter of time. I'm a little surprised though, because I suppose it was then it's going to spread around the world then.
Well, it is all around the world already.
Okay, well, yeah, but I'm saying if it's come here, it's going to go everywhere.
Yeah.
So they're obviously not doing a very good job at keeping the people at bay.
It must be a hell of a virus.
Okay. So that's a bit of sad news, if it's true, if it's not false news. The last thing before we talk horses. I've made contact with a couple of the followers, punters, enthusiasts, call them what you like, to try and get a punter. We were trying to get a punter in, one of the punters. Okay, it was a short notice, so I approached a couple of the guys, and they were interested to come in. But you know what we forget is that they work. You know,
yeah, well,
I spoke to two people. You know, the guy said to me, "Phew, I'd absolutely. Whether you asked me a month ago or you asked me this morning, I would have loved to have come in, but unfortunately, I'm at work. Yeah. You know, they can't. They're not like us. They can just come and go as we like.
Oh, we just jewel.
But we will get a guest to come in. That it's one of the punters that follow us and that are on the Hollywood Challenge, and we will get them in. Which will be nice, and of course we Com Nadu. I know we've been talking about Com for a while, but what we'll do is next week we'll give Tawanda early notice. Is we'll try and get up to Ashburton and go and do one there with Com. So yeah, but lots to like and lots to look forward to.
And also on Sunday,
yes,
Alderman
Alderman
Rob Haswell has lined up all the boys from Track and Ball in Maritzburg. He set up he's booked a table in the Durban View, so all him and his mates are coming, all the reprobates, and also one of the he was a regular Track and Ball, but he's had a few mishaps and he's down in Durban. He's in a wheelchair, so they're coming down to cheer him up, and he's hoping that Master Keys can bring home the bacon.
Well, I'm not, because I've got Marsan in the race. No. But no.
Yeah, so it's quite a nice gesture by Rob, because he's paying for them all.
Okay, well, very nice. Yeah, well, Rob, yeah, he does a lot for racing. He's got a lot of horses in training, and he likes to bring new people to the races, and long may it continue. Sunday, the 8th of March, 2020, Greyville, the turf track. How wonderful to be back on the turf here at Greyville, and it looks magnificent. Do you agree?
Yeah, the track's like a billiard table.
The barrier trial's off at 12:05. The first race is off at 20-1. It's the SNB Freight Juvenile Plate. We saw one of Frank Robinson's juveniles make a smart winning debut at Hollywoodbets Greyville during the week.
Very, very well.
And I think he's going to have another debut winner in the form of number 5, Colour My Fate. I know absolutely nothing about the horse, but what I do know is that it ran third behind Dancing Feather, who Dancing Feather is lining up in a Group 1 over the weekend. And if this horse has got any ability, out of Polychromatic, I think there was a good horse out of Polychromatic. I just can't remember the name. But for me, Colour My Fate is my first choice, and I'm expecting a huge run from number 6, Winging It.
Yeah, I've gone for Winging It. He ran at Scottsville, ran third.
Yes.
And
behind what looks a nice horse,
Sir Pom, yeah. When it came back, but the goose was winking, you know. So, yeah, I think he quite fancies it as fairly decent.
Okay. Also, another horse to talk about, Andrew, number 9, Flying Peter. Fair barrier trial.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
Okay, so I've gone for Colour My Fate. Andrew's gone for Winging It. We respect number 9, Flying Peter. If you do support the both of us, maybe exactas boxed 5, Colour My Fate, and 6, Winging It. The second race goes off at 1:15 at Hollywoodbets Greyville. I'm going to have a full action-packed racing weekend. Friday, all day at Turffontein. Saturday, all day at Turffontein. Sunday, all day at Hollywoodbets Greyville. I mean, what more do you want?
A rest.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to take on Monday. You don't know that yet. The second race, the Moranti Pharmacy 78 handicap over 1,000 meters, and
I think it's a hard racer.
Yeah, it is a hard race, Andy. It is a hard race, but Kanya Sakai has done well on number 9, Kingston Rock, and Kingston Rock has done well with blinkers. How nice it would be for Kanya Sakai to record a second win since his long absence from the Winners of Pleasure.
He went for about 6 months without a winner.
Correct. Yeah. I saw him this morning at Summerfeld, working, grinding. Yeah. And
he grafts. There's no doubt about he grafts.
But I've gone for Kingston Rock, and I respect number 13, We Light the Fire, but the draw is the concern.
Well, I've gone against you there. I've gone Moshav. I think he's slowly coming back to his best form, and I thought his last two caught the eye, and I thought he might be the one.
Well, he's a 5-time winner, so he's clearly got some ability. Craig Zaki rides, positively drawn. So lots to like about number 2, Moshav. And I see that Jermaine Maharaj, the computer form tipster, has gone for Moshav to win. But I'm going to go against you. I'm with Kingston Rock, and we light the fire. The third race, 10-2, United Business Solutions, FM 78 handicap for the girls over 1,200 meters. If Nescafe contacted us, would you accept their sponsorship?
Yeah, as long as they bring a bottle of Alta Rica.
Okay. Third race, 1,200 metres on the grass here at Hollywoodbets Greyville. We can't wait to race on the grass. I thought this horse of Alison Wright's Someone Exciting. Hey, talking about, I was going to say this horse was named after me, but the horse that was really named after me was scratched at the Vaal today. You hear what it was called?
No.
Hello, Gorgeous.
Oh, Jesus. There was a horse in England called Hello Gorgeous, I think it was.
Okay.
It was a top Group 1
Well,
performer.
what am I? Do you think I'm a top Group 1 performer?
That's why he got scratched at the Vaal.
Someone Exciting. I know Friendless in the market last time, but she really powered on home to run a close-up third to Extravagant. I give this a chance, but not a confident first choice.
No, I think this is an even more difficult race. I know when I did my tips and I did the pick 6, I put in about 7 or 8 horses in the first leg.
Well,
I've gone for my tie because I think this is a fair sort of a horse that the Baden horse have got.
Yeah, Terry Young's the owner.
Yeah.
Cheek pieces again. And
I think she's a fair filly, that.
Yeah, she's a
But
versus
the form is pretty much to say that everything's about a short head behind. So
that pronunciation, Vercingetrix, we googled it. There's two pronunciations, either or. It's Vercingetrix or Vercingetrix. Interesting. I learned something new. I always thought it was Vercingetrix.
Me too.
Yeah, but
Vercingetrix for me.
Yeah, me too. Okay, let's move along swiftly to the fourth race. The Silver Line panel beating and spray painting conditions plate for the girls, 1,400 meters. Did Alderman Haswell give you any feedback about number 6, Master Keys?
He told me that the filly is working very, very well. He said but taking on 2 smart horses in Campharatus and True to Life. But they reckon they've got a chance.
Not 3 smart horses, eh?
No, well, he's taking on Marsan. Yeah,
Okay, let's talk about Campharatus. She's a 5-time winning mare. She's good.
Yeah,
let me get this right. She's good. Look at her form.
Yeah.
She's good. She can win, and she can win well. But my only concern is that she hasn't won for 330 days.
Yeah, but see what she's been running against. I mean,
Absolutely.
She's been running in features all the time. And she won the Empress Club Stakes, Group 1, ran 6th in the July.
Mm-hmm.
She had 1 run. I think it was back with Robbie Hill.
Yeah.
I don't know who she was in Turfentine with. Joey Soma, I think. I'm not sure.
I'm not too sure. Yeah. Let's talk about True to Life. Merit rated 117. It's obviously a prep run for the season and for bigger things to come. It's a conditions plate. But horses do win prep runs, and her form is solid.
Yeah, on handicap, she should be there and thereabouts anyway. At least should be right up there with Campharatus. That last run, Mississippi, that Cape Guinea form, I don't know. I haven't looked it up carefully, but I don't think that was the strongest field. But then you got to see it beat Ikigai.
Yes.
Well, that was a sprint.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm going to...
You're going to cough, okay. Jeez,
Excuse me.
I hope it's not the coronavirus.
I should be so lucky.
I messaged a mate of mine this morning. I said, I haven't seen you for ages. Have you got the coronavirus? He replied, it feels like it. He was obviously having a bad morning. Okay, let's touch on Marsan. Oh, she's a top filly. I think she's a top filly. She's the darling of my heart and our partners. She's got gears. She can run. Last time it was all wrong. She gets Warren Kennedy. She gets 1,400. She gets the turf. She's had 2 wins from 3 starts over 1,400 meters. She can run this filly. I'm not for 1 minute suggesting she's as good as Campharatus or True to Life. Not for 1 second am I suggesting that. Obviously, I'd like to see her win, and I'd like to see her win well because I've got a share in her. But
So do I, because we get cake on Monday.
but she is returning from a temperature. She had a very high temperature. She was out of work for a while, and it's more than likely she's probably going to need the run.
Yeah.
But in saying that, if she were to run well, if she were to win, I wouldn't be shocked, but I give her a place chance. Also, Duncan's stable is well documented, and a lot of the Ashburton stables are under the weather at the moment, and his horses temperatures going around, and it's not looking good. So hard to tell you what Marsanne's going to do. I hope and pray she wins.
Oh, no, me too.
Fifth race is, but I'm going to give you your selection is.
I've gone True to Life.
Yeah,
from Ferratus and Master Keys.
Yeah, I'm going to stick right there with you. I'm going to go True to Life to win from Cam Ferratus and Marsanne. Hopefully she can bring her A game. The fifth race is at 3 o'clock. The Toyco Engineering and Industrial Supplies Maiden Plate, 2,000 metres. With no disrespect to anybody, I've looked through this field with a fine-tooth comb.
It's hard to find any form.
It's not the greatest field that's ever assembled. I spoke to Duncan earlier on today. Jubilate is how you pronounce it. It's after the Catholic, something to do with the Catholic faith, Jubilate. And he said, yeah, he can run a good race here, but he's not one to go mad on and have a big bet. They're all moderate, no disrespect. How do you see it? Have you seen it otherwise?
Jubilate, I think, if you look past him, then there's trouble.
Well, Doug Campbell's horse, number 10, Stunning Guest, really ran on well last time.
Yeah, I took that second.
And Staff Sergeant Julie Guthrie's horse has come good of late.
Yeah.
So
also, no, this horse Just Dixit. The current form is not that good, but he did have a run of very good form before.
Yes.
So if he can find it, and Frank had a winner on Wednesday. So
yeah, I agree with you. So you're saying if Just Dixit brought his A game to the races, he could win a race like this?
Definitely a runner.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But we've got to give a first choice.
I'm a Jubilate.
Okay, well, let's go a Jubilate. Let's see, maybe Duncan can break the drought and Jubilate. But he did say, the horse has got a chance, but it's by no means a racing certainty. Healthy Respect for 3 Staff Sergeant and 10 Stunning Guest. Race 6 is the Moranti Pharmacy Maiden Plate, another race named after the Moranti Pharmacy. Wonderful to have their sponsorship. I'm quite big on number 3, August Red. I think he's coming along the right way. The blinkers helped last time behind On the Bayou. He moved up menacingly. The 2000, I think, is going to be right up its alley. Big runner, Healthy Respect for number 4, Power to Command. What do you like? What do you say?
I've gone August Red too. I think he's the right one in that race. And I think maybe Com's was Strawberry Pop Tart. I think she ran a good race last time. Time before, should I say.
Yes.
Behind Sigma Alpha. She's got ability. The form's not cracking. It's a bit patchy, but if she brings that run to the race, then she's got a chance. But yeah, August Red.
7th race, Intelligent Solutions Pinnacle Stakes. Over 1,900 metres, 10 past 4. It's carded to go off. A nice field. Obviously, it's a preparation again for bigger things to come. Wealthy, I think, is far better suited to Scottsville, Hollywoodbets Scottsville. Dark Moon Rising had a gallop at Hollywoodbets Scottsville before the barrier trial last week. Scintillating performance. Great gallop. And nice to see that Tristan Godden, who galloped this horse, rides it on Sunday. This race is called the Intelligent Solutions Pinnacle Stakes. Have you ever had any Intelligent Solutions?
I don't think it was named after us, eh?
So that's just a feedback, but I think that the Van Zyl team hold a very strong hand here. This horse, Blackball's really going about it the right way.
Yeah, I think he's probably not top class, but he's a solid handicapper. And I think he's very well in at the weights. If you go on the Umtomboti run,
and the what
we
run?
beat the Dazzler last time out. He's got marching on together, beaten Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Wealthy's a little bit closer in the weights, but I think he's a bit of a Scottsville horse. Dark Moon Rising, I think this is a prep run.
Yeah. Moon and June won very well last time.
Yes, she did, yeah. But
she takes on the boys, which
I'm
is
a Black
no
Ball
easy
man.
feat.
I think it'll be hard to beat.
Well, I think those colours will run first and second. I think Black Ball will win from Marching On Together. Much better effort from Marching On Together last time, but tough to beat Black Ball.
Yep.
Can I just make a note of that? Okay. The lucky last, Hollywoodbets Bright Future Maiden Plate, 1,600 metres at
Master
4:45.
of Destiny.
Well, when I originally looked at this, are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
I thought Master of Destiny, race over. Then I looked, A horse like Vision to Glory looks ready to win. I spoke to Roy Waugh. We had breakfast with Roy Waugh this morning. He's the assistant trainer to the Paul Lafferty stable. I said, surely to goodness, Roy, hard to beat. He said, yes, if it wasn't for the draw, he would make it hard to beat. So the draw's their only worry. And then I also like a little bit of number 12, San Verde, for the places.
Yeah, I think Master of Destiny's got the cheek pieces on. And if you go on that Ralph the Rascal effort, you should have the beating of Vision to Glory.
I agree with you, though, because as I was saying, when I first looked, I thought it was number 1 race over, but then Vision to Glory and the San Verde popped up, and I thought, well, hang on.
San Verde is lightly raced. I think it's his first run for Duncan, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm in your camp. I'm with number 1, Master of Destiny.
Yeah, I think San Verde may just need it.
At Summerfeld this morning, it was lovely to see Dennis Dreyer back on his post at
back on his shooting stick,
back on his post at Summerfeld. But he has booming voice, so they're obviously back because they always go, as you know, for the season. They have a few days holiday and they come back, which is the right thing to do.
A few days holiday, like 3 months.
Excuse me, I'm yawning. It's a wonder. Will you cut that terrible yawn out, please? Thank you. It's been a long day. Before we move along. Yeah, it's the producer's fault.
Yeah.
Winning form, Jimmy the Rich, he's been on fire. Not literally, he's been on good form. His best bet for Sunday is Black Ball, and his value bet is True to Life. I don't know if you're going to get much value. It's probably going to be odds on.
No, I don't think it'll be odds on.
You don't think so?
No.
Well, it's not going to be...
Not with Camphoritis in the field. About 12 to 10.
Okay, well, so anyway, we're not here to debate the odds. Black Ball for him, True to Life, the value bet. Peter Barker has gone Black Ball, best bet, and Vision to Glory is the value bet. I see that Peter Barker's gone for Marsan to win that race. I hope he's right.
Maybe he knows something, yeah.
And I'll buy him a box of chocolates if he's right.
I think he needs more than chocolates.
So those are their selections. But Black Ball, would you say Black Ball's safe to be the banker? Shall we join the boys at winning form?
If you're looking for a banker, I think that's the one you'd have to go for.
Okay, well, James Rich, Peter Barker, Andrew Harrison, Warren Linferney, we've all gone banker Black Ball.
Yeah, so let's hope we don't get snookered.
Let's hope we don't get snookered. Wonderful headlines in the Sporting Post, and
What's it say?
Cherry and Day Champ, classic day. Just want to quickly have a look here if there's any news that we can share with the viewers. Yes, there was something here. Been wonderful. Thank you to our vendors, buyers and underbidders for your valued support of the Cape Yearling sale, Bloodstock South Africa. I believe the Cape Yearling sale was not as successful as they would have liked it to be, but it was good enough.
Yeah, with the current economic situation and the way racing is going at the moment, I think you've got to be a bit careful.
There was just one thing I wanted to look for the results.
I see Paul left. They had a little racing in Darba. They had all the owners sit around the table and swap ideas.
It was a good idea.
A very good idea. That's the easy part, the talking.
The Summerfeld Sizzler, Garth Puller. That's what I wanted to mention. We had this summer Hollywoodbets Summer Challenge, Sizzling Summer Challenge. Garth Puller was the winner of the trainers department. Warren Kennedy, the jockey. Bintal Malak, the horse.
Malak, the horse, yeah.
And now they've
got... Jaden Schreier was a battling maiden. And that finished second.
Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I wonder why Puccini didn't win that.
He runs every week. Yeah. But what was very nice is that initiative. And now we moved on to the Punters Challenge, Punter Series. Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, that's a wrap from us. Andrew Harrison and Warren Lenferner. The wonder Taravinga is going to have a cup of coffee. We're going to go and have a gin.
A gin?
Yeah, per minute. You didn't let me finish this.
Okay.
See you as always. I'll be at Turfentine on Saturday enjoying some wonderful racing.
So try to avoid it.
Try to avoid me or...
Turfentine. They find you there. Jeez.
And we'll be back on Sunday at Hollywoodbets Greyville. So as always, we will see you on Sunday at Hollywoodbets Greyville in the number 1 box.